What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew Moulin, and I'm a co-host of the Future Award-winning podcast, the Pioneers Podcast. I'm going to be talking about a new product that just sold to Meta for $2 billion. It's a company called Manus, and today I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about this acquisition and what you need to know about Manus and the future of AI agents. And if you're a new viewer of this YouTube channel, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. As we always say here on the channel, if you share with one person, we double in growth every single time I post or we post. And so if we do that, we'll double our growth every time. But let's get into it today. What do we need to know about this acquisition? First and foremost, Meta just spent $2 billion on a company called Manus, not for their AI model. Okay, this is key because Manus, as I'm going to go through here, wrapper means that they are a layer on top of an already existing AI model. Okay, they're basically just a wrapper is basically just a website on top of an AI model. So they didn't pay for the AI model, and there's no breakthrough reasoning. They paid for something much more valuable, agents that actually finish what they start. So here's the key to Manus versus other AI agents. Manus actually does the work, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know about Manus. We're going to go into Manus, and we're going to do a quick tutorial on Manus. But they are agents that actually finish a task, okay? And today I'm going to show you exactly what that means, why it matters, and what you should do about it, okay? So basically the core story, before I jump into what Manus is and do a tutorial. Meta paid $2 billion for Manus, not because of their model, but because they've mastered the art of agents that actually get work done. And this is what we thought of agents were, but in practice, agents simply just do a task that you're asking them to do. They get things started. They're very good at business proposals or business plans, but they're not actually very good currently at actually getting the work done. They can show you how the website should look. They show you the different They're able to create outlines, opening tabs. They're good at drafting plans and generating half-done artifacts, okay? But they can't cross the finish line. They can't give you a product that you can actually just post, whether it's content or put live if it's an app or put live if it's a website. Most of the time you have to go in and actually make adjustments, or you have to pay more for tokens and actually get solid code into the website. So right now, Manus is what I would consider, a high-level agent that can get the work done. So Manus has cracked the code of completion. They discovered an interaction pattern that scales. You give it a goal, it runs a long loop of tool calls. So it's using many different tools. Again, like I said, this is a wrapper. This is not the actual tool. It is using other tools to get the job done. And it comes back with a complete result, something that you can actually post. Now, will it be 100% done specific to your liking and your vision? Close, very close. I would say 90 to 95% done, in my opinion, in what I've used. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples here on the actual Manus site. But let's go through it. What is Manus? Okay, so let's do a quick mini tutorial. So let's do the first one. The first one is feature one, long-running research agents. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Manus a complex research task like this one, research the top 5 emerging AI companies in healthcare and create a comparison report. And so we're going to go into Manus right now. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're in Manus right now. You can kind of see the layout, the lay of the land. And if you want more on Manus or any other tool that we think is valuable or that you should probably be using, just put it in the comments and we'll be happy to make a tutorial on it. We are obviously a new YouTube channel, a new podcast. We want to get it out into the ecosystem because we want to help everyday entrepreneurs, everyday operators of small businesses, teaching you guys how to use AI, how to transition into the future as we do. So this is the Manus platform. We're going to go through here. Okay, so give Manus. We're telling it to research the top 5 emerging AI companies in healthcare and create a comparison report. Let's see what it does. And while we're doing that, while it's working, let's go back here and let's look at the interface. Okay, so right here, I'm just going to go through this this section right here. So assign a task or ask anything. It's like a typical LLM, right? You put in a task or you ask something and it does the work. We assume that ChatGPT and Claude um and Gemini and Perplexity and all these different LLMs are doing work. Then you have like Lovable and you have those different brands, okay? Cursor, and you have all these different LLMs and different AI models, right? We think that they're doing the work, but when you actually think about it, when I say put something in my calendar and they put something in my calendar, they're not actually doing the work, if that makes sense. Instead of saying put meeting on my calendar, say go to meeting and take notes. Can it do it? Not right now. So one thing we need to notice with Manus right now is you can connect your tools, right? So let's see what tools they have available. They have browsers. So Manus can go into your browser, Google Calendar, Gmail, all the Google Suite, Outlook, GitHub, Notion, Zapier. It has a lot of tools in here, which is great. Okay. I have what plan do I currently have? So right now I have Manus Pro. It's like $20 a month. You don't necessarily need that to start. You can use Manus right out of the gate. We built a website without using a single dollar, and I think that's amazing. So you can hook up all these different tools. You can create slides, build website, develop apps, design. What are some more? Schedule task, wide research, spreadsheet, visualization, video, audio, chat mode, playbook. So there's a lot you can do in Manus. It was just acquired for $2 billion. And for me, I don't believe that was, I don't think that was overblown at all. I think it's a great product. And I think that Meta is going to use it for some crazy things. But those are the tools you can sort of add to it. And it's a simple interface that you typically get with an LLM or another AI model that's similar to this. But again, Manus is an agent that actually gets it done, right? That's what they claim. And that's what I have experienced so far with Manus, is that it actually gets the work done. And right now you can see, okay, we're gathering detailed information about each company, right? At the beginning here, research emerging AI companies, it's, searching, browsing, creating the file, reading the file, handling file reading issue. It's executing the command, it's adding content to the file, searching, browsing, adding content to the file. And it's telling you as it goes on, I found that AI healthcare funding hit 10.7 billion in 2025, already surpassing 2024 with major rounds. So you can see how Manus works, right? And you can keep up to date with everything that's going on here. Research emerging AI health companies. It's gathering detailed information. Then it's going to analyze and compare the companies. Then it's going to create a comprehensive comparison report, and it's going to deliver a final report to our user, aka me. So let's try a different one while it's loading, while it's doing that. All right, so that's feature one. Let's go to feature two and let's do an end-to-end website. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to ask Manus right now to build a landing page for a coffee subscription service with payment integration. Okay, again, think about what I'm asking. I'm not asking for a step-by-step tutorial on how to make this website. I'm not looking for a wireframe of the website or a schematic or a detailed prompt. I'm asking it to do it. So I want it to be done, right? Imagine, we always say on the podcast, imagine AI is a person. If I ask Tom, hey, build me a website, for a coffee subscription service with payment integration, what do I expect to come back? I expect a website. Okay. Now it might not be super detailed and the UI might not be super amazing because I didn't tell them to do that. But you can even go into ChatGPT or Claude. ChatGPT is typically best for this, in my opinion. You go in, you ask it for a prompt based on certain criteria that you want. You ask it to give you a prompt, and then you put in the Manus and see what it gives you. Okay, so it's going to be more detailed, and I expect it to be done and ready to launch. And that's the cool thing is you can actually launch within Manus. All right, so we're here back at Manus, and here we're build a landing page for a coffee subscription service with payment integration. And if you want to go even crazier with that, you go into ChatGPT. You go into ChatGPT and you say, make this prompt better and more in depth. Okay, so I said make this prompt better and more in depth for a company located in Jacksonville, Florida. Our target audience wants a premium brand, slightly higher priced, give detailed descriptions with consistent product photos and a sense of third space between work and home. Build landing and the original one was build a landing page for a coffee subscription service with payment integration. So we'll see what chat comes up with. We'll throw this into Manus. We'll check out our previous project and we'll go from there. But going back to the acquisition of Manus, I think the more we are journeying into the AI revolution or expedition, whatever you want to call it, we call it the expedition, an expedition into AI. We see this as an exploration, and we are the pioneers helping you guys to join us on this journey into AI. It's exciting. That's why we built this podcast, is because it's exciting. But the acquisition, you can see where everyone's going. We're all going towards these AI agents. We're all going towards AI. People look at it as AI replacing people, but if you look at it from a small business standpoint, most small businesses cannot hire human employees at the rate that they probably deserve to be paid, right? And so you see this the middle class, if you were, of small businesses versus large business versus big business. The gap's getting a little bit bigger, but AI is allowing us to compete, right? A podcast of our size cannot necessarily compete currently with, an acquired or a founder's podcast, or even though founders, David Senra, like he built it just like we are building it on Riverside. But if you look at those bigger podcasts, Jay Shetty, Diary of a CEO, these podcasts already have an amazing, great head start, right? And so how do we get the same amount of content, the same quality as well as quantity? How do we get that out there for our podcast? And AI is allowing us to do this, and we can hire AI agents for a fraction of the price of a VA or of a full-time employee. We can hire them at a fraction of the price to do the exact same work. And eventually it will be better, and that's what we're banking on. Okay, so we came up with a lot of words here. We're just going to take all this and we're going to throw that into Manus. Okay. and let's see what it cooks up, Let's see what it cooks up. Let's go check on our previous one. So we asked for an emerging leaders in healthcare AI comparative analysis. That's basically what we asked for, okay? And so now we have, all right, pretty good, okay? So you can see we have introduction, we have company profile and comparative overview. So we have company Albridge, Pennsylvania. It gives you everything you need right here to compare and contrast these AI products, right? So you have everything you need right here. Let's go to the other example. And the idea here is that it gets the work done that you need to get done. As you can see here, it's coding an entire website for us based on all the things that we talked about. And let's look at exactly what we asked it to do, okay? So we asked it on this prompt, build a high conversion premium landing page for a coffee subscription company based in Jacksonville, Florida. The brand is slightly higher priced than average, positioned as a refined daily ritual rather than a commodity product. The experience should feel like a third space, not work, not home, where professionals slow down, reset, and connect with themselves. Brand audience, visual and design direction, page structure, and then output requirements. Telling AI what you expect it's something that most people don't do. And I honestly realize that most people don't do that with humans, and they don't give them the rubric or the checklist of how do you know you're done, right? And so we did that right here. Write polished, conversion focused copy, maintain consistent visual language throughout, avoid startup buzzwords or gimmicks. The page should feel premium, calm, and intentional. Okay. And so we're going to go back and see what is going on here. Where we are in the process. We're building a landing page right now, integrate Stripe payment system after that, and then create checkpoint and deliver final landing page. Okay, perfect. Let's go to our next task. I'm going to do one more task for you guys. All right, we're going to do one more task here. We're going to do feature 3, which is automated data analysis and artifacts. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to upload a CSV of sales data, and I'm going to ask, analyze this data and create visualizations showing trends and insights. Okay, so we're going to go into Manus. By now, you basically know the workflow. We're basically going to take this simple prompt and we're going to go, okay, so I just asked, use this prompt, but make it more in-depth and client-centered. We want the visualization to be appealing, but also factual and not fluff. The design should accentuate the point, not clutter or take away from it. And then I put in the prompt, analyze this data and create visualizations showing trends and insights. And then we over here on Claude, so here on Claude, we basically came up with some, fake data. We're going to take that. We're going to put that right in the chat. We're actually not going to put it in the chat. We're going to take this prompt. We're going to go into Manus. And here's our coffee shop website. I'll go over that in a second. We got to get this task going. So we put that in there. And then what I like to do is I like to put like a colon or semicolon. I forgot what that is. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I've put the ChatGPT prompt right here, and then I've pasted the data in. And what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna leave it as. But you can use Nano Banana Pro in here. And if you would like to see me use Nano Banana Pro or how you can use Nano Banana Pro for free, I can make videos on that in the future. Just leave it in the comments if you want to know more about that. So we're gonna do this. Now we're gonna check out our website, our premium website that we made for our coffee shop. Let's check it out on the actual browser. So this is what we created with our prompt, okay? So your daily ritual redefined, find focus and calm in a perfectly consistent cup. Your third space is waiting. Okay, one thing I don't like is I don't like when I say make something feel a certain way and then it says it, okay? Not something I like. If we start a subscription, you can go right down here, subscribe now. And it takes you to the Stripe page, guys. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. It took me to the Stripe page. That's kind of a big deal, guys. So let's go back. Let's look at the website. But I'm kind of taken aback by that. Like, that's sick. That is sick. So a grounding moment delivered daily, more than just a cup of coffee. Okay. Like, all right, let's take 2 seconds real quick to understand what just happened. We created an entire website that 90% of small businesses that I interact with, and I've interacted with over 200 small businesses doing talks and meeting one-on-one with the owners, CEO, founders, whatever you want to call them for small business. They're basically everything. And I meet with them and I talk to them about their website. And I say, why did you build a website? Like, what is the point of this website that you have? And they say, well, we just needed to get something up for SEO. No problem. But Manus just created an entire website on this video. I didn't speed it up or anything, on this video, and it created the website with product photos that are clean, product photos that are congruent and consistent, and it has Stripe integration. I mean, this is better than 95%, 99% of websites that I see on a daily basis. And is it perfect? No. Is it 90% of the way there? Yes. We could add, and we can add more things. We can add tabs. We can add a blog. We could add different things into this. But right now, this is 95% of the way done. Okay. That's incredible to me. Okay. So let's go check out our other project that we have going on. We're checking out a visualization here, and basically we're almost done. We got to compile executive summary report with visualizations and insights. Okay. So what does this mean for you and your small business? Let's take a look real quick. I have a couple of things I want to discuss while we let that cook up. So looking here, let's look at use cases, okay? So use cases for you guys, if you're a content creator, this can create a full blog post series on a certain topic. And again, this is not the same as Claude or ChatGPT. This is an agent that gets it done for you, okay? So you can hook up Wix or hook up Framer or whatever it is and hook it up to Manus. And you can have SEO optimized, publish ready format blog posts ready to go. Okay, this is an agent. It is working in your business for you. So it could research trending topics in your niche and draft 10 video scripts. And again, we need to separate our idea of an LLM versus an agent. Okay, an LLM can do all the pre stuff, the business plan, the outline for the podcast, the scripts, and all that stuff. But what it can't do is it can't post for you. It can't email or right now Claude is actually text. You could use text messages on Claude and stuff like that. And so, but Claude's getting into the agent space and they're creating skills, okay, which is very interesting. And we actually just talked about that on the podcast. But so make sure you go check it out. But when we ask it to do something, it will do it for us. Not generate me a picture or generate me a spreadsheet or this outline. This is actually write me a blog post and post it on our website. So for small business owners, analyze my customer data and create a report, build a booking system website for my business. Like I just showed you, you can it created a website that was integrated with Stripe already. So the website's done. The website's done. You can post that right now and you can start getting traffic to it and start making sales right now. Research my top 3 competitors and create a competitive analysis document for marketers. Create a complete social media campaign for our product launch with photos or posts, images, and scheduling recommendations. Research industry. If you have a job description, I highly recommend that you take that job description, ask yourself, what are the things, what are the outputs I want from this person, and put it into Manus and see if they can do a better job. What we're thinking of this as is there are models are car engines. Okay, so you have Llama, Claude, GPT. Harnesses are the actual car. Okay, you need both, but the car determines whether you can actually go anywhere. Okay, this is a great way of putting it. A car is what gets you there, but you need components of the car. What Manus does is it uses different LLMs to create the thing that you want. It uses different products to create what you want. It is a wrapper. It is a wrapper. It is simply a website that congregates the LLMs and the engines, okay? And it creates the output, okay? It uses different models to create the output, right? So going over, the strategic play from Meta is, why did Meta specifically want this, okay? And remember, we're looking at the smart money. We're looking at the massive corporations and their moves on the chessboard. And so it wanted to automated ad building, okay? So Meta Cash Register has always been ads. They want a future where you just need a wallet. Meta's agent handles ad creation. So they're actually looking at this to create ads for you. So they're going to basically get rid of the ad agency space and the marketing space, which is very interesting. That's what I'm in, and I'm really interested in how this is going to work. We actually use some AI agents in our agency, but for the podcast, we're looking to create agents for our podcast as well, because we want everything to be created based on AI as the case study for you guys, and we're basically just building in public, right? So Manus's finish what you start capability is exactly what that vision needs. What they wanted and they set out, we want to become our own ad agency. We want to be able to create ads within our ad platform, and that's what Manus is going to allow them to do. Now, if you think about this, Meta's annual revenue for advertising alone, 2024, 160.6 billion, okay, in advertising revenue. If they can capture the ad creation space, which is why I believe that they released edits, they have the social media platform that we all pay money for to run ads on. They have Meta ads, okay? Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. And now you have the creation of the ad space with edits and with Manus. Now you're creating a whole ecosystem where people don't need to go outside of the ecosystem, right? And so when you look at it and you say they're making 160 billion, what is the upside if they are able to create the ads as well? And in my opinion, they could 50 to 100% that. So 2 to 10x that advertising revenue number. Okay, that is just my prediction, and I have absolutely no background in that other than my marketing background, where I've helped, dozens of small businesses run ads on Meta and Google, and also in-person ads, and we do events and stuff like that. But roughly 160 billion per year on advertising alone, they're going to double that. So I know what you guys are all thinking. Let's check out the last thing that we asked Manus to do. And we have right here, we have the visualization. Let me remind you of what we asked it. We asked it to analyze the provided data set to uncover meaningful trends, patterns, and decision-relevant insights, okay? So let's see what it came up with. So sales performance analysis, executive summary. So strong revenue growth trajectory. Revenue shows strong upward trajectory with 24.6% Q1 to Q4 growth, okay? You can see right here, the monthly revenue and then the trend line, we were able to go up. Again, this is fake data. This is not real data, but you can see right here, the business is on a clear growth path with total revenue increasing by 24.6% from Q1 to Q4. Despite monthly fluctuations, the overall trend is positive, culminating in a peak performance in December. This momentum suggests that current strategies are effective and provides a strong foundation for future growth. Cool. Next one is heavy reliance on the electronics category. As you can see here, electronics over furniture and accessories. Takeaway, the electronics category is the primary revenue driver. Significant regional performance disparity. Midwest leads with 44% of revenue. South and West underperform, okay? So you can see where this goes. You can see that you can hire an agent on the spot and say, hey, I need this done, go do it. And the better your job description, the better your output you're going to have, right? And I did a whole video on AI prompts and how to prompt any LLM or AI agent in a way that's going to give you the best results here in 2026. If you guys want any more tutorials or updates, again, Meta invested $2 billion into Manus. They're probably going to make $100 billion off of Manus. And so that's where the smart money's going. In our podcast that we release every single Friday, we talk about these different things that are going on in the AI ecosystem and the AI bubble. We just released our 2026 predictions. If you want, go check that out. See what's going to happen this year and where you guys can find ways of implementing AI into your business to see a higher upside when it comes to technology. Okay? One thing that all greatest entrepreneurs have done have invested in lowering their fixed costs and spending big on technology. And so if you guys want to spend big on technology, you need to see where the landscape's going. Go check out that last podcast episode that we released about the 2026 predictions. Go check that out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, send it to one friend who might be interested in AI or interested in Manus and how AI agents are taking over the world. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.